Hi everyone, Laura here. I'm back with another video in my deck collection series. Today I'm going to be going through my mass market Oracle decks. So I've already had 2 videos out that are my mass market tarot decks, so this is now Oracle. Again, I've tried to have some sort of organisation to it, so I'm going by publisher again as much as I can. That's how I'm going to start off anyway. So I'm going to start with my Hay House decks. So I have got Messages from the Mermaids by Karen Kay, published by Hay House. These are the backs. I don't have a full deck because I'm using these in my monthly envelopes. I love mermaids, so I really like this deck. I think the artwork is really pretty. I like the colours used. I like how it just has one simple keyword. I use this deck a lot for clarifying tarot spreads, and it works really well for me for that. But yeah, I love the colours, I love the mermaids. This one is very safe in my collection. Okay, next is Animal Apothecary. Oh, I should have said earlier that I feel like I've actually got maybe more Oracle than I do Tarot, or at least it's very equal at the moment in my collection. Because I really got into Oracle last year. Well, I have been into Oracle nearly as long as I've been into Tarot, but last year a lot came into my collection and it was more Oracle than Tarot, to be honest. And I find it really difficult to declutter Oracle decks because they all are really different. Like a tarot deck is a tarot deck to a certain extent. The artwork might be different, but it follows the same system, whereas Oracle decks are all completely different. So I use them in pairings with tarot a lot, so it's like the artwork has to match up with my tarot decks that I like. The other thing that I'm looking for is if it has a specific purpose. Like if I use it for a specific thing, then it's probably going to be safe. I love this deck. This was a gift from a friend. This card, I've been working with this card a lot recently. It's got the animal, it's an animal deck, so you can take into account the animal energy. It talks about the animal in the guidebook, but I tend to just use this at face value and just using the key phrases on the cards. I find it goes really well and helps clarify tarot again. Yeah, this one goes with quite a lot in my collection as well. And I just really like it. I think this is a hidden gem, this deck. I think it doesn't get as much recognition as it deserves as a whole. It really is a really good deck. Like the phrases on it are so good. Look at this otter. But yeah, I really like it. I sometimes use it for the animals. I sometimes use it just for the messages, whether I take into account the animal energy or not. Oh, these are the backs. Okay, Moonology. It's the first one in the Moonology series. It's the only one I've got, and I think this one might be on the chopping block because I don't really use it. I use it as, like, I sometimes, if I do when I do my full moon and new moon readings, I might get the corresponding card out. I think I've put these in. No, I haven't. I've shuffled it. I sometimes get the corresponding card out just to have it as part of my spread. So like if I'm doing a tarot spread for the new moon in Taurus, I might get this out. but I very rarely, maybe only once, have actually used it as an oracle deck, like where I've shuffled it and pulled a card to get a message. I just don't use it in that way. So I might not keep this one. I was going to keep it and see if I could use it with my work with Artemis that I'm kind of interested in at the moment, because part of her, one of the aspects of her is as a moon goddess, but I'm not sure if I still would use it for that or not. So yeah, so I might keep it and try and use it for a couple of readings with that, and then if that doesn't gel with me, then I'll be rehoming this one. These are the backs. We've got the moon phases. Okay, Oracle of the Seven Energies by Colette Baron-Reid. This deck, I don't, as a general rule, I don't really like Colette Baron-Reid's decks. They're a bit too, like, new age for me. And I'm not a massive fan of the artwork either, this kind of digital art. And I know lots of people are, and it's not, I'm not saying anything bad against them really, it's just for me, my particular tastes. But this deck, there's something about this deck. When I use it, I feel like it's one of those decks, it's the exception that proves the rule. Like, I haven't got any interest in getting any more of her decks, but this one, when I use it, it actually gives really good readings for me. So this one stays. But yeah, I'm not drawn to get any of her other decks, to be honest. There is an element of like the chakras about this, which interested me at one point and might interest me in the future. And I've edged it in the rainbow colours that do link to the chakras. It's not specifically chakras, the seven energies, but I mean it is really. Oh, and there were the backs. So that one's safe. Okay, Daily Crystal Inspiration. Hay House again. This is the creator. This one's my only crystal deck, and again, the only one I feel drawn to have. These are the backs. I don't really like the backs, to be honest. But it's really simple. There's a lot of white space. It's very kind of clean and clear and crisp looking, which goes with quite a lot of the decks that I have. It's just really good quality pictures of crystals. It tells you what the crystal is, and then it tells you, gives you a message. And I really like the messages in this. So get out of your own way. I get that message a lot, actually. Like, live in the now, ignite your passion, protect your energy. So I just really like it. I have also used it occasionally as like a placeholder if I don't have a crystal and I need the energy of that crystal for some reason. You can use it in that way too. But yeah, like, make a decision. Find peace within, take action. I just find the phrases really, really good for me. So this one is safe. Okay, Archetype Cards by Caroline Miss. This one, I have mixed feelings about this deck. I love archetypes. I like working with archetypes, but my go-to archetype deck is the Kim Krans one, so I don't use this one a lot. However, this one has got a lot of cards, and these ones are all kind of what I call the people-y archetypes. Kim Krans' deck has got And the reason I like it is because it isn't just the people-y archetypes, it's also got places and objects. But this one is so extensive, the amount of different archetypes that you have in it, that I don't feel like I'm ready to rehome this either. It's got so many, and it has light and shadow attributes, as you can see. Now, the layout of the cards, like the design of the cards and the artwork, isn't my favourite, which is probably another reason why I tend to go for the Kim Crowns deck over this one most of the time. But, like I said, there's so many archetypes in this deck that I feel like I would miss it if I didn't have it. So, yeah, so I'm not ready to get rid of this one yet. I just need to see, like, find a use for it, if you like. Oh, and these are the backs. Right, I've got one more Hay House deck, I think. Which is the Sacred Destiny Oracle by Denise Lynn. Now, again, same with the Colette Baron-Reid decks. Not my usual style of oracle, but there is something about this oracle. This was one of the first oracles I ever got, and I absolutely love it. I love how it looks like pictures. It's almost like Polaroids. The artwork, that is like a mixture of photographic and digital art, digital collage maybe. But the key words are so good and just cover a range of different things, and I definitely need this one in my collection. This one needs to stay, even though the artwork's not my favourite. Some of it's beautiful, but yeah, I like this deck, and I use it for lots and lots of different things, so not going anywhere. Oh, and these are the backs. I always forget to show the backs. Okay, so that was Hay House. We'll go Rockpool next. So, okay, I've got all 8 of the Seasons of the Witch. I feel like I'm not going to go through all of them. I'm not going to show all of them. I'll just maybe show one of them. I love these decks. These are probably my favourite oracle. Let me just try and organise this a bit. I like working seasonally with my decks, so these are perfect. Now, kind of Ostara is the one I've been using at the moment, so maybe let's just go. I'll tell you what, I'll go through a quick, I'm not going to show all the cards, but I'm going to maybe quickly show the backs of them. Okay, so Samhain ones are red, and they all have red, they all have matching gilding as well, so these are red gilding. Okay, they look like this. Let me show all the original 3 first, because they've got different artwork. So then Beltane, is gold and has bees, so it's got gold gilding, and you've got these kinds of cards. The Yule is green. These are the backs. Green gilding. Okay, Yule's one of my favourite ones. So they were the original 3 with the original artist. They're the original 3. And then we had Mabon which was his orange, just like this burnt orange colour. And these are the backs. This is another one of my favourites. This was the first one with the new artist. Okay, in bulk. I think I might be showing you these in release order rather than, you know, calendar order. These are the backs. So these ones were like an icy blue. This one is a bit worn. I probably have used this one quite a lot, but you can see the gilding's starting to come off some of them. Okay, they all follow kind of a similar colour palette, which I really like about it. The themes of each are really good. I'll show you a guidebook on one in a bit. I can't remember which order these ones came out in, but we've got Lamas and Lither. So this makes the space. The Lither is like a pink theme or purple, and has butterflies, gilding. These are some of the cards for this one. Lamas was like another gold, but it's more green, like almost like a lime greeny kind of gold. Very summery. Oh, did I show the backs? This one is on sunflowers. And then the Stara, which was like holographic silver, and this peachy colour on the back. Now, so they all fit the theme. There's kind of lighter cards and darker cards, like more shadowy cards. It's a really well, they're all really well balanced decks. And another thing I appreciate about them is the guidebooks. I love how you get lots of spreads. You always get an interview spread, and then there's always a Celtic cross variation based on whichever Sabbath it's talking about, and then there's lots of other themed spreads before you get into the card meanings. The deck is all in full colour. You get the keywords in here as well. I just think they're really, really well done. I've got all 8 of them and I love them. Right, Rockpool, carrying on Rockpool, Daily Rituals. Now I think this one's going to go on my rehome pile. I did use it a lot when I first got it. Not even when I first got it, like 4 years. Gilding. I actually really like Rockpool decks. I like the size of them. I like the card stock. I like how the guidebooks fit in the boxes. I do really like the Rockpool decks. Now, this is really nice. It's really gentle. It's got kind of almost affirmation type messages at the bottom. And I did use it a lot. It goes really well with the Tarot de Carlotides. That's what I paired it with mainly. But I just feel like I don't really use it anymore. So maybe it's just served its time with me and now it needs to go somewhere else. But yeah, it's a really nice deck. I just don't really reach for it much anymore. So I think this one's probably going to go. Cowgirls and Aliens. I love this one. I really like how pink it is. This is another one that's kind of affirmation deck actually, and I use this one more than the last one I just showed you, so maybe this is the one that's taken its place. So you've got different cowgirls, kind of like Wild West style cards, and then you've got some that are aliens. All the horses are kind of aliens. But you have, they are affirmations. So I am determined and I will keep trying. And I just think it's really fun. Yeah. So yeah, I really like this one. I think this one's fun. I enjoy using it. Oh, and there are the backs. Another Rockpool Magical Herb Oracle. Now this one, I have got quite a lot of botanical plant-based decks now. In fact, I did a whole video with all of my plant decks recently, actually. And so if I feel like my collection is too big and I want to get rid of some, and I want to get rid of a botanical one, this would probably be the first one of those that would go, just because I don't use it as much as the others. But I do really like it still. So I think it's got really good keywords. It's got these extra little illustrations in the background that help with understanding the meaning. It tells you the name of the herb as well. It's the only one I've got that's just herbs specifically, I suppose. And I don't feel called to get rid of it yet, but if I really like the backs, if I felt like I wanted to get rid of any of my botanical decks, this would probably be the first one to go. I've got a whole load of the Rockpool mini decks actually, which I might show now. I think they're all Rockpool, these ones, aren't they? Yeah. So I've got Chakra Love, Whispering Woods, Language of Flowers, Making Magic, Secret Garden, Sea Melodies. So let me see. This one is probably the one I use the least, because again I was really kind of into chakras at one point, and I probably would, I don't want to get rid of it, because I do still do work with chakras sometimes. It's just not really it's not really cool to do it too much at the moment. But I do think that this deck has good phrases on it. Okay, so that's that one. I think I edged this one, didn't I? Yeah, in different colours. The colours match the chakra. So these decks, they all have a different picture on the back. I'll show you the next one actually. Actually, no, I don't think this one does, but Making Magic, I think this one might all have the same, yeah. So this one's by Priestess Moon. I use this one quite a lot actually. I usually keep this one on my desk upstairs. I know I've heard people using them for spell work, these cards, so they might pull one out and have it as like a in part of the spell, with all these kind of, they're almost like sigils or whatever. I mean, they're not, but that kind of thing. It's got all the elements in here. See, like a card for self-confidence. If you were trying to do some work around self-confidence, you could use this card to start with. So yeah, I like this one. Language of Flowers. Oh, I think there's another one that does have the same back actually. Maybe they do all have the same backs. I think maybe the chakra one was the only one that didn't. This one is a smaller version. There is a larger version of this with like bigger artwork. but I like this little mini one. So you get the name of the plant and you get a keyword and then you get a little phrase, which I really like. I use this one a lot. I use this one with my Intuitive Night Goddess deck. That matches really well as a pairing. I like the plants that are included in it. This little picture here is enough for me. I think they're really pretty. I often use these with tarot. I never use these ones on their own. Well, occasionally I'll pull actually from the next three that I'm going to show you that are kind of a trio, because they're all by the same person. I do sometimes just pull a little card for these. So actually I'll start with this one because this is the one I've had the longest. So Sea Melodies. So these are all by Jessica Lee. These three that I'm showing you now. So you get a keyword and a little phrase again. Okay, and this one's very obviously ocean themed. So generosity, what good is treasure if you keep it for yourself? Okay, and then that's the backs of these ones. And then Secret Garden. These are the backs. So same thing. They're just all slightly themed. And these have got slightly different artwork, like we've got different things in the corner here. But I really like these, just putting a card for them. I usually pair them with tarots because they're good clarifiers. But I like them. And then the Whispering Woods one. These are the backs. There's a little sleepy deer and a squirrel. So same thing, just a keyword and then a little phrase. Okay, but they do link to the theme. So you've got caution, tread softly so as not to disturb the woodland floor. Yeah, so that's all the mini Rockpool decks that I have. Okay, I've got 2 US Games Oracle decks. So I've got this one, Secrets of the Mystic Grove. I really like this one. I pair it loads with my favourite deck, Dreaming Way Tarot. Oh, I don't know what I've done here. Okay, I think the artwork is really pretty. You've got a nice keyword and then some extra keywords as well underneath. It's got a lot of flowers and animals. I love this one. These are the backs. Okay, this one's US Games as well. This one's old, I think. I don't even know when this was printed. I don't really use it. It's got these like mandalas. I don't know how you say that. So it's got like all the zodiac signs. It's got, again, it's kind of, it's quite new age. I mean, it's called the Cosmic Deck of Initiation, so don't know what I was expecting, to be honest. I do use it sometimes because sometimes I just want like a mandala to work with. The guidebook's a bit weird. It's only got a little white book. It doesn't really give you much information, to be honest. Whenever I've used these cards, I've then had to look up, especially some of the the laws or the, what are they called? Yeah, the universal, whatever. So yeah, so I don't know. I don't think you can get this one anymore. These are the backs. This was printed in 1991. So yeah, you do get a little bit about each of the cards, but I'm not sure. Not sure about this one. Okay, I have both versions of the Wild Unknown Archetypes. The full size, I use, well, at the moment I pull a card a month for them, so it's kind of set aside for that, which is why I got the mini, so I can actually do readings with it as well. I really love the artwork. Let's do it this way instead. I love this artwork. I love that it's circle. I know some people don't like the circle decks, but it really doesn't bother me. I actually think it's kind of cool. It's Kim Cran's artwork, so you've got a lot of her kind of line drawings. There's watercolour and collage in this one as well. As I mentioned before, with the other archetypes deck, this one has got, it's got things, items, places, as well as just the people type archetypes. So you've got like the castle, as well as like the mother. Absolutely love it. It's probably one of my favourite Oracle decks, if not my favourite Oracle deck. Backs. And the mini version is just exactly the same. You get a mini version of the book, but it's the same, exactly the same. Just smaller. And so I use this one to actually read with at the moment because, like I said, at the moment the big one is set aside for my monthly cards, so I always have one out and leave it out, so it's not a whole deck. So I don't like to read with it with a card missing, so I use this one. Another one of my favourites, Woodland Wardens. This one is Animals and Plants. Really like it. Goes with lots of my decks, my tarot decks. So definitely keeping this one. It goes really, really well with Oak, Ash and Thorn actually. But it does go with any other deck. I tend to use it with any other kind of nature-based deck. Or any deck that's kind of more muted in colour. These are the backs. Really like this one. Okay, I have Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace. This goes with the Cozy Witch Tarot. Well, I don't usually use them together, to be honest, but if you like one, you'll like the other, because it's the same artwork. I've edged this in like a metallic-y pink colour that matches the crown on the back. This one's just really cute. This one usually lives on my bedside table, and I pull a card before I go to bed. It's really good as like a hug deck or like a self-care deck. There are suits. I think it's witches, princesses. It's witch, princesses, and mermaids. Other suits. Okay, I've got two Liminal 11 Oracle decks. Although sometimes in the UK it is Sterling Ethos, but they're the same thing, I believe. I don't really know how publishers work, but there's like a different name sometimes for the UK, US versions. So Citadel, love this one. It's another archetype deck, which you might have gathered already I like. It's also got a fantasy element to it. I believe there's links to like tabletop gaming and things, which I'm not very knowledgeable with, so Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I really like it. It's kind of, although I've got the Wild Unknown archetypes, has a very different energy again in the types of archetypes. It is more people-y ones again, but there are different ones, and I think the artwork is beautiful. In fact, I believe the artwork on both of these is by the same person, isn't it? Yeah. And then Seed and Sickle. So yeah, Fezinkrite is the artist for both of them. The only complaint I have with these decks really is, well, two. The boxes are not my favourite. And the cardstock isn't my favourite either. Again, these are beautiful. I've shown more of these cards in my plant deck video. Yeah, like this one. It's got the different seasons included. Which I appreciate, so yes, I like that one. Oh, I should have shown this one with the other Kim Crowns one, really. Pockets Animal Spirit. I am going to be rehoming this one because I don't really use it. I don't really get on with it. I think, again, the artwork is really pretty. I have a feeling I might have put these back in order, so I'm going to keep it in order. I appreciate those elements. I like that. I really like the artwork. I don't know enough about animals to understand what the card is talking about just from the name. And so I never pull them. If I want animal decks, I use other ones that I've got that have more keywords and things on them. So that one's going. I was going to try and rehome it as a pair with the Pocket Tarot, but if you watched my video about the tarots, I've decided to keep that one for now. But this one's going. I use archetypes. You know, if I wanted one that matched, I've got the archetypes. So that one's going. Right, there's a whole load of, well, there's 4 decks that I have in bags, so I'm going to go through them next. Okay, in this one we've got the Goddess Oracle. I don't really like the backs. I don't like writing on the backs. I have modified this. I've trimmed it down. It had huge borders. I've trimmed it right down to the artwork. But yeah, I really like this deck. Again, at the moment, I pull 1 card for the month, so it doesn't get a lot of use like the Archetypes one, because I have a card out all the time and leave it out. So yeah, but I can use it and have used it for readings. I like the keywords. It's got goddesses from lots of different cultures, different pantheons. And if I work with goddesses, it's usually just the kind of energy involved anyway. So yeah, so it's Goddess Oracle. This is the Between the Worlds shadow casting with Bone and Curio Oracle cards, which I've made a little bag for that has a little key and some acorns. I also made the bag for the Goddess Oracle. All these I've made the bags for. I've also modified it by adding the keywords onto it, which was not my idea. I think it was Draw Michelle that did it first, I believe. But yeah, so I because I've always been curious about this deck. I thought it was interesting. I like having a deck that just has like things, but without the words on it. It just had the numbers, it just had the red. So it had like Hagstone, it had the title of what it was and a number. And then you had to go to the guidebook for that. But I like to use them without guidebooks sometimes, like Oracle decks. So I like having the keywords on, and I printed all of these on myself with letter stamps, which I like. I like how it's not perfect as well. Like, where was that one I just had? Like, it's not perfect, but I think it adds to it. So yeah, so I like this. This is fairly new. I've been using it lots of different ways to see what kind of fits at the moment. Oh, and they were the backside keys. This is the Fairies Oracle, the Baron-Reid one. Again, this is actually quite new in my collection. These are the backs. But I'm really enjoying working with this one. I like the different kinds of Fae energy that's included in this deck. I'm still getting to know it. I really like this little guy. And he's called Gluminous Doom. But yeah, I like this. Like I said, it was new, so I'm still getting used to it. But I'm liking it so far. This is the bag I made for it. And now this has got 2 decks in it. This is my mega deck. I showed this in my, well, I showed half of it in my Botanical plant deck video again. This is the Hedgewitch Botanical Oracle, I think it's called, and the Winter Seer Animal Oracle. I always forget the names of them because they're Llewellyn. They came in those big Llewellyn boxes that I've put aside. But yeah, so the Winter Seer Animal one is animals. They've got a lot of white space. They have a keyword and the name of the animal. The same with the Botanical one. It has a keyword and then what the plant is. I use this together as one, which I've talked about in that other video in more detail. Mainly use this for clarifying at the moment. Works well for that. Goes with lots of my decks, like the crystal one with lots of white space. I really like that sometimes in an oracle. It goes with a lot of my tarot collection. Right, I'm going to do all the Blue Angel oracles I have next. So, Soul Mirror. I love Blue Angel decks, but I really, really wish that they would do like Rockpool do and have the cards and the book the same size so they fit in a box. I don't like the cards rattling around in a box. But the books are always really good quality, so I do appreciate the book. You know, I don't mind the size of the book so much. It's the packaging. It's just a bit annoying. These are the backs. I really like this deck. There's limited colours. There's pops of colour. There's lots of cats in it as well, which I like. Lots of girls holding cats. You've got a keyword and then 2 other keywords that go with it, and they're kind of like a light and dark or a light and shadow keywords to go with the main keyword. Okay, so like learning, rejected and accepting. Portal, open, closed. So So this gives really interesting readings because of that. I have done, like I know what lots of other people do, where you pull a tarot card for each of the keywords at the bottom. I've used it to clarify, actually. I've used it as a central point in a reading, like as an overall theme for a reading. Really, really like it. It's got this gilding on it, which is like a matte gold. Lantern Oracle. Another one, like the Soul Mirror, you can use it for shadow work. This is one of the ones where I really, really like it. I want to use it more. Haven't used it as much because I've just got too many and I get overwhelmed. But this one is a really good reader. It always tells me what I need to hear, whether I want to or not. It's just, yeah, it's just a really good reader. Some of the artwork I really, really like. Some of it's not really my taste, but it reads really, really well, this deck. And it's one I can use on its own for shadow work. What I tend to do is pull a card and then pull some tarot to go with it. I kind of pull one card, think about it, journal about it to start with, and then pull tarot cards to help kind of give a bigger picture of what I'm trying to work on. Right, Alice the Wonderland Oracle. This is the only one I have with Jasmine Beckett Griffith's artwork. I resisted these for so long because I kind of find them creepy. But I love Alice in Wonderland, and I tend to use this for shadow work as well, actually. This is a really good reader. And at one point, when I first got it, I used it loads and loads and loads and loads. I haven't actually used it for a couple of months, but I need to get it out again because I really do like it. It gives really, really good readings. I think sometimes I get too in my head about, oh, it doesn't match. Like if I want to use a certain tarot deck or whatever, and I'm like, but this one doesn't match aesthetically. But whenever I've paired it with anything, it always reads really well. So I think I'm limiting myself by only pairing things aesthetically. But yeah, it's cute, it's creepy. It's Alice in Wonderland themed. So I love it. It is the only one of her decks that I've got. It's Lucy Cavendish and then Jasmine Beckett Griffith as the artist. It's the only one of, they've done a lot together, those two creators. I do want the vampire one actually as well, but that's the only other one that I've felt like I want. These are the backs, and I have edged it in a pink colour. Into the Lonely Woods. This is another Lucy Cavendish, but with Dan May as the artist this time. I love this deck. This is one of my favourite oracles. I love this little monster-y character. This is a really good one for like, well, it says on the guidebook, it's blessings and messages for times of solitude and isolation. And it is really good if you're in that kind of, you know, feeling lonely, or are physically alone. Like I live alone, so I identify with this little character quite a lot. I wouldn't say I live alone. I wouldn't say I'm lonely. I mean, I get lonely sometimes, but for the most part, I don't. But this is really good for those moments. And I love how some of the cards have got this like little girl character. And so it's really good for inner child work because of that as well. But I just think it's beautiful. I love the messages that I get from it. I love it. I love this deck. It's one of my favourites. Okay, it was still Blue Angel. This one is getting rehomed. So this is the Love Your Inner Goddess. When I first got it, I used this a lot. But I haven't used it for ages, and there are things that annoy me about it. Again, it's got like goddess archetypes, but it's not all of them are. The artwork is one of the things that annoys me. The artwork is very different. Like you get some of these kind of more, I don't know, almost more realistic looking human faces, and then you get these which are more doll-like. And yeah, so it doesn't feel very cohesive. I do like the collage aspects to it. It kind of looks like artwork I would have totally made, or did make, when I was a teenager. This is the other thing that annoys me. Some of them are landscape. Now, I don't mind. I wouldn't mind if they were all landscape. It annoys me a little bit. It didn't to start with, but the more I used it, it did annoy me that I think because there was difference in the artwork and a difference in the orientation of the cards, I'm like, this is just annoying. So yeah. I did really like the messages that came from this deck as well. Like the messages in the guidebook, from what I remember, are really good. I just haven't used it for a while. So yes, that one's going to be rehomed. These are the backs. And then the last one is Blue Angel. I think this is Blue Angel, isn't it? Yeah. This is the Halloween Oracle. Everyone's seen this one. I really like this deck. It's really glossy. It gives really good readings. It reminds me of one of my friends. So I've got nice memories of, we actually use it to pull cards for each other. It's witchy. I really like this one. Now this one was living on my desk upstairs because I was using it with the Horror Tarot, which I keep upstairs as it's my podcast deck. But I think I'm actually going to leave this one downstairs and do some readings with it. And the backs. Okay. I haven't got enough decks to now split this into 2 videos, so I'm just going to go a bit quicker because I think it's going to run over an hour, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 more to show you, so I'm going to quickly do those. These 2 are by the same creators, so Katie Jane Wright and Nikki Strange, both of these. I've shown this one in more detail in my plant deck video, so if you want to see more, go to there, but it's crystals and plants. Okay, it's crystals, it's plants, it's got a key phrase, it's got some other key phrases, keywords at the bottom. I think the artwork's really pretty. Now these I did get from I think it was Nikki Strange's Etsy. Well, this one was a gift, but I explained this in the other video, but I bought this one for myself at one point, rehomed it, and then I was gifted it by a friend, and now I like it now. But originally I had bought both of these, and I think it was Nikki Strange's Etsy. So, but I'm pretty sure they're mass market though now, because you can get them on Amazon. So I don't think they're indie decks. This is Spirit Animal Wisdom. The guidebooks for both of these I don't really like, because they're a bit new age for me. But I really like the artwork. I like there's a penguin, because you don't get penguins in animal decks usually. I love penguins. You get a keyword or key phrase, a self-love, and then you get a nice little phrase as well. So like hedgehog, acceptance, embrace who you are. It's really simple. I think the artwork is really beautiful. So yeah, so I'm keeping both of these. Oh, these are the backs, which I think are nice too. Okay, Dark Goddesses Oracle deck. Oh, I don't like this little bit you get in the bottom of the box. It's like a little cardboard insert thing. I really like the artwork for this as well. It's all black and white. You get a goddess and then you get a keyword. That's it. And again, I like the simplicity of that. I think the artwork's really pretty. I keep the Artemis one out at the moment over on my shelf. So I haven't done any proper readings with this yet, but I can put that one back in and use it for readings. Sometimes I will use it like my other goddess oracle, where I'll just pull one and then sit with the energy. And it's another one that's got goddesses from lots of different cultures. Sometimes I like just using these and then reading about the goddess and like understanding a bit more about them, which I really like, because I like all kind of like mythology and everything. So sometimes I use it just for that. Like I'll pull a card out and research the goddess and read a bit about the story. These are the backs. Okay, Sea Soul Journeys Oracle cards. I love the ocean. I love anything to do with the ocean. These are photographic deck. This is a photographic deck. Keyword, and it's not like an affirmation. It's more of an, I don't know how I would say that. It's a I can't think of the word, but yeah, it's just a nice phrase that goes with them all. So you get play. May you seek out fun and connection. But again, I think it's really pretty. I know of people who path work with these cards. I haven't done that myself yet. Meditate with the cards. I have done that. It's a good clarifier. Yep, I like this one. I kind of want the earth. There's an Earth Blessings, I think it's called, which is similar. It's by the same publisher and like a similar setup. It's not the same artist as far as I know, or same creator, but the same publisher, and I kind of want that one as well. Okay, three more, and then I'm done. Right, the Little Fog's Guide to Self-Care. This is so cute. You get a little stand with it. So there was a stand in here, which I have over on my shelf. I've been using this for daily pulls. This is just so cute. And it's just got affirmations. But they're not like all positive, I have to say, which I like. They're more, I don't know, helpful affirmations for me. I love this little frog with a little mushroom hat and all the different shoes. It's just really cute. And I've been putting this for daily cards. That I will let go of self-limiting beliefs. I'm going to be nicer to myself. Love it. Okay, this one is on the chopping block, Modern Divine Oracle. I kind of like it. I like the art. I don't know. It's been in and out of my rehome pile because I think the keywords are really interesting. The guidebook's a bit all over the place, to be honest, because there's so many different creators and they've all got a different style. So sometimes you'll have a card and the entry's written by one person and then another one's written by someone else. So it's not very cohesive in that sense. So I don't usually use the guidebook. If I use it without the guidebook, it's okay because you've got words like discernment and emotions that you can use just on their own. But then there's other things that I feel like I need to look up that I don't really get, like what's boat supposed to represent. You know, there's different types. I've also already taken out, there's a whole load of these kind of more sigil looking cards which I've taken out because they don't make sense. And then part of me's like, well, I've kept a couple of them in because they had keywords that made sense on their own. The other ones, they must be in the box still. I've taken out, but then I don't like the fact that I've taken some of the cards out. I don't like doing that with decks. So like all these ones, like squaring, circle. Like what? I don't want to have to look up what all these mean. Oh, that one's all right. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't use it because it annoys me that I haven't got all the cards in. It annoys me that I have to look up some of the cards. I can't just use it without the guidebook all the time. So I don't know. I think it's pretty, but it annoys me, so I don't really use it. So I might as well rehome it. And then last but not least, my favourite Oracle deck, which is the Green Witch's Oracle deck. I've shown this in my plant video, even though it's not completely all plants. It's got seasons, it's got weather, it's got crystals, it's got witchy items. It's got animals. Yeah, it's a bit of everything, but I just love it. I love how you've got the really pretty artwork. You've got what it is, and then you've got some keywords that you can use, and you can use it with or without the guidebook. It goes with loads and loads of my decks. It's nature-based or like Green Witch, you know, nature-based, which I am which is what I'm doing really at the moment. It's what my practice is. So yeah, so this is my favourite. Absolutely love it. The backs are really pretty. And that's it. That's all my mass market Oracle decks. So I'm going to do another video of all my indie decks. That will just be one video. In fact, my indie decks and miscellaneous decks. So like I've got some Lenormand cards, I've got like runes. They're all probably going to be in one video, and that will probably be the last one. So there should be one more video after this for my deck collection. And then that's it. So thank you for watching. Comment below if you want to talk about anything that I've said, or talk about any of the decks if you've got them, what you use them with, what you use them for, all that kind of stuff. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.